What's up guys, welcome to another video. I just came from a commercial photo shoot I did for one of my clients and I thought about doing a what's in my bag video. This is going to be a photographer edition and I'm going to go over all the things I'm taking with me when I'm on a commercial shoot. I hope you enjoy and let's start right into it. First, we're going to start with the camera bag itself. This is a Love Pro 40 liter and I've used this since I got it many years ago. Starting with the main parts in the bag, the camera I use for photos is the same I use for video as well. I mentioned this in my last video. It's the Sony a7 III and it's a really good hybrid camera. It's a bit older now, but it's plenty enough for the kind of shoots I do. Next up are the lenses. Mostly in use is the new Sony 24-70 f2.8 G Master Mark II that is not in here because it's on the camera filming right now. I just love the ease of use this standard zoom brings and the sharp images it produces. It's really expensive, but it's a 10 out of 10 lens. My second favorite is the 70-200 f4 from Sony. The f4 is just enough for most scenarios, especially since I try using it outdoors only when there is enough light, but it's not the worst indoors either. Overall, a really good range, good quality, and definitely a must-have. Also, I got it used for cheap, so that's even better. The last lens I bring with me on shoots is the ultra-wide Sony 40mm f1.8. This lens is used for a smaller range of scenarios like establishing shots, interior shots, astrophotography, real estate, or for creative shoots. So this is more of a niche lens that I don't really use that often, but it's a really good lens for its use cases and also extremely sharp. Here are some of my favorite photos I shot with this lens. Now let's start with all the accessories that I use the most. The one thing you will find 100% of the time in here is this little air blower. This is a must-have, especially if you're using multiple lenses on one camera that you often switch between. There will always be a chance that some dust might fall onto the sensor, and with this you can blow off most of it. I mean, some dust on the sensor might not be that big of a problem for photos, since you can easily get rid of it when editing, but for video it's much more of a pain that you don't want to go through, trust me. I also have a microfiber cloth of some kind in here to clean off fingerprints from the front of the lenses, or simply to clean the screen of the camera. Now to the batteries. This might seem very obvious, but you wouldn't believe how easily you can forget these, especially if you're charging all of them the day before the shoot. I usually take 2 spare batteries with me, but mostly I only use 2 of them since these Sony NP-F 100 batteries are insane when it comes to battery life, even though mine are older than 4 years old. Next up we have this small light. I don't really use it that often, but sometimes when you have darker scenes or need a small key or headlight, you can really make use of this. It also has these color filters to better match color temperature, and it also uses these Sony NP-F 750 batteries, which you can get in different sizes. And my external monitor also uses these, so I usually carry some of them with me. Another neat accessory is this SD card case. This is from SmallRig. I store all my SD cards in here, as well as micro SD cards and also a micro SD to SD adapter to gather footage from a GoPro or a drone, for example. But this is not only for storage, this will protect your cards from moisture and dust, so really good to have. You don't want to risk any damage to those cards after a long shoot. Another accessory that any photographer needs is some kind of ND filter. And since I don't have any screw-ons, I use this tilter drop-in filter with my matte box. You will need an ND filter for any long exposure shots. Another small accessory I carry are those small clamps, because sometimes you will have to clamp something together. Okay, I think that's all what's inside of the bag, but that's not all yet. On the outside, I will always take my tripod with me. This is just a simple photo tripod, but it's enough for just mounting the camera onto if you really need to. This will be useful for long exposure shots, group photos or portraits, or for shooting a time-lapse. On the other side, there's another must-have for any photographer out there. I will always take any kind of diffuser to any shoot. This one specifically is a 5-in-1. There's a typical transparent layer on the inside to soften any incoming light, a gold and silver layer for warmer and colder reflection, a white side for bouncing of light as a filler, and a black side for negative fill, which I really like to work with negative fills. This will add a moody and cinematic characteristic to your photo if you're shooting portraits from the shadow side. Alright guys, that's it. These are all the things that I'm taking with me on any commercial photo shoot. There might be stuff that you think is important to also always take with you, so definitely let me know your must-haves in the comments down below. Also, let me know if you want to see a filmmaker edition. Don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed the video and subscribe if you don't want to miss future uploads. Until next time.